Something people don't talk about enough is this, and it is not everything that happens in your life is your fault. And the bill that you didn't expect, the opportunity that didn't fall through, the timing that just didn't work out, and not always on you, you see. But here's the thing, the real uncomfortable truth about this. But what happens next from all those things, that part is on you. And this is where a lot of capable people get stuck. Yes, life has lived. What has happened has happened. Now, what do we do next? Because when life starts falling apart, when things start slowing down, when nothing seems like to be working presently, it doesn't always look like failure. But sometimes it looks like we're doing nothing at present. And that's something I really want us to kind of like talk about today, to really start just reflect, to really think about what's that shift that gets to happen? Because there are seasons where everything can feel off. Things are just not working right. The business is slowing down. Like the work that would normally you get is like, okay, all of a sudden, no one's booking you, or some paperwork didn't walk through. So things didn't happen. And then there's the unexpected bill where you had no problem. If the car broke down, this massive thing has to happen. And then you're like just low of energy. You don't have that they kept like just to do anything. And then you have this knock-on effect on yourself. Your confidence is hit. Maybe someone said something happened, and still we have responsibility. Like some of us, we have kids that depending on us. Our work. If we don't go do that job, we're not gonna get the pay. Like life in. Things have to happen. The demands of family, culture, whatever that is, we still have those responsibilities on us. Those things are still there. And when those things happen, and this is a season that feels like, gosh, everything is happening all at the same time. All these things are just like, what is going on? I had one of those moments yesterday where I I thought everything was like on par, and all of a sudden, yeah, a bill's gone. Oh, this is not enough fund to pay this. Kids saying they've got a trip that didn't get a memo for. Like, look, let's get the pack lunch. I want this. I don't have this. Is what I have, and they're trying to create all those things. I just had like, I just needed a minute. I just felt like, it's not always this one big thing. It's just this 10 small things that just happening and piling up that are just going on, and all these things are just there, and you still have to show up. You still have like fulfillments to fill, clients to like cater for, and all these things that has to happen. And why this season feels somewhat dangerous in a sense is it like you start feeling like, oh my goodness, is it because I'm a failure? I didn't really check on this, or I didn't step, like whatever that is, you all this that's piling on and happening. And then capable people just it's not like a loud, like, oh, give up kind of like thing. It starts looking like the overthinking. Oh gosh, let me just wait. Let's this thing sort out because I just can't. Like this happened. And let me just delay that. Or let me figure this thing out. And things just starts happening that we're just like, oh, just maybe I can't right now. This happened. But here's the deal. Feeling stuck doesn't stop your life. It just slows your decision. Okay? Because it is not, it's how we see what's going on, how we see how things are happening up for us right now. Because, okay, we didn't choose the situation, we didn't choose the things that are happening for us, like how, what's what. That wasn't on us. However, we can choose how we respond to those things that are happening to us. there was a season when I had this regular job that I was doing. My calendar was filled up with them. Things were happening. It was just coming up to Christmas period. There was some issue or like misunderstanding, and all of a sudden, I got the message, "You're not needed anymore." And all my jobs that were like for future, I just started getting notification of cancel, 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 cancel. Like it's almost Christmas. Uh, people, I celebrate Christmas down this way, and like that feeling of, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And the bills were not gonna say, oh no, yeah, I understand, you just lost your job, whatever that is. That's still gonna like the notifications still gonna keep on coming. And I would have like, you know what, give up. That's it, I'm done. I have dependence. It's about, okay, how do I now restructure myself to now start going out there looking for other opportunities to start doing other things? You have like businesses that like you have this contract that stopped, or the mechanism of how things are, policies, things change now. It's a whole different ballgame. You're having to like outsource, like how even people who are like having businesses online, the way the see the algorithm or like all those things start happening, they start getting low views, so they're not getting as much traction or eyeballs in there. Then you then have this financial pressure of like, okay, this has to pay, this has to pay, this bill, like all the things. You don't control what hits you. All those things gonna happen. All those things are gonna come flying in and sharpening and all those things. However, you can control what you build next. What's the next step in how you're going to move forward? How are you going to step up? Because this is what happens now. This is where people now feel like, oh, we now get into that self-pity. Why me? Why does this always happen to me? This happened. I just like I'm there trying to manage myself, and now like the battery's down, or this is happening. The car, whatever. This trip, like we now go into that loop of self-pity, of not worthy, or like then looping on a problem and thinking about just constantly just feeling sad or bad about what's going on. We just loop ourselves in that. We start feeling sorry for ourselves. We start doing all those things. Instead, this is where we have to ask ourselves, like, why is this happening? I mean, instead of asking ourselves why this is happening to us, like, we don't need to ask, like, what do I need to do next? Because asking, okay, why me? Why is this happening to me? What's going on? This one happened. It's gonna keep you in that space. But asking, okay, what's my next move? Okay, how do I start looking for more opportunities? What is okay, is there a way that I can repay, or is there like a system? I let them know my situation, recalculate, this is what I'm gonna, like, what's that next move? What does that get to look like for us? Because the comeback doesn't, the comeback that we need to do for that next move starts with clarity. And that is the decision. It starts with that decision, and then that clarity will come. When we now know, okay, this is how it is, this is what the next flow and move is, this is how we're rolling, then feeling like, oh, what do I do? What? No, because I, I'm here, showing up here. Tomorrow actually be day 100 of every single day showing up here. Like I said, life is life in. The kids, like I had a kid who is out of town. I didn't budget for this. We had done everything, we had prepared, made sure that we had all the documents needed for when they had to move. He needed some spare contacts. And the time he told me, and for me to send it to him, it was not worth it because he needed basically needed it the next day. And it just like how we thought was gonna, and then they're not telling me over here to do an eye test. It's £20. Still underage. Over there, because apparently in America, there's no insurance. You're just going in, you're walking in. 180 something dollars we had to pay. Let's just call it like £150. What? To test the eye? Yeah, LVV, like what? And then to not get the contacts? I didn't plan for that. Things are happening. I when my phone got stolen and I had to show up here. I didn't say, oh, because my phone was stolen, I don't have any way to like uh, I I need a minute to recover from that. So I'm not gonna do my daily streak. I had to come back, come on. I had to show up here every single day with everything that's going on, with how like this is happening, not being able to do that. Okay, this work demand. Okay, I have to shift here. I have to keep looking as a freelancer, looking for opportunities, doing all those things. And I have committed to showing here every single day to the end of the year. I gotta do what I gotta do. I have to figure out next moves. Okay, how are we gonna maneuver this? Okay, this has happened now. This is okay, so this is what's gonna happen. This was gonna how I'm going to show up here, and this was gonna like how things are. It's still there because growth internally is the growth that is happening within me, and the external the external result might not be tallying right now. As of this video, I'm just averaging after in a 24 hours, I would say I average about 8, 10 views in 24. And sometimes lately, actually, that's optimistic in that sense. I'll say about 6 on average. Am I going to use that external results to stop the flow of the commitment I said I want to start doing and showing up here? Because I'm not getting that view, or because I'm not getting the right reach, I will keep going on. Like when you see other people who may have even started like after a high have and now be monetized or now having that traction or whatever, that could be like, oh, okay, let me just this other creator is raking it, is making it, and I'm still like ooh, scratching, like what do they like, what's going on, and all like what's that? But because of what's happening and because of how things are, I'm not going to allow that flow to stop the commitment I've put to myself. I'm not going to allow the timeline or the pressures or all those things. But I might not have all the results and the things I want yet. But I'm no longer the person I was when I started this thing consistently like 3 months ago. Who I am now, how I am showing up. I tell you how I am able to then express. I used to have, like, I would say something in 90 seconds, and people are like, what? Now, because I've been practicing and expressing and knowing what I'm doing, I go there now and do like a 60-second, the activation, the conviction in my messaging is just so clear now because I have said it so many times in so many different ways. I'm really expressed and like as I'm evolving and I'm learning and all the things that are showing up and like the fatigue of there was a time when I was like, I have no energy to come and do this. But I carried on anyway. And I did that because if I was waiting till I now have money flowing in, I don't have like waiting for the kids to grow up, so I don't have that responsibility per se on them, like checking up on them, or I have wait for that. Like if I'm waiting to feel ready to start showing up here consistent, to start really getting clarity in my message, I wouldn't have gotten the conviction on how I am truly showing up now and the clarity of who I am speaking to and how like even the decision to say okay, this is what I want to create, like I'm getting this is what people are saying that is the issue. Okay, let's come together, let's do this 4 weeks thing, and it's been amazing. That feeling of like would I be able to is no longer there because I'm able to just express myself doing this daily thing. Started off like okay, let's do 8 minutes a day, let's just stretch ourselves, let's go, and now let's do 15. I felt okay, I was rambling too much. It's like people are dropping off, like I'm not making sense. Okay, let's bring it down and then we'll slowly build up the what we're saying so that we build up that measure of clarity. So we're not just like rambling. People are like, then I get to the point. What are you trying to say? Like somebody like it's all about the cause, like doing the small actions. Okay, what can I do this time around? Okay, what's the how do I frame the title so that people can like be curious and come and figure out and know all those daily actions while life is lifing, while things are happening. It's how that's how I'm moving. That I'm feeling like, oh my goodness, okay, there's this major bill that's happening. Oh, I have to like restructure this thing now. I don't have time for now. Let me just do that. No, I'm just focusing. What is that? What can I do here and show up that I have done my thing intentional and like really practical, that I'm giving value, and then carry on and then go do life. Understand, asking for support, help, and all those things. Because if we don't start focusing, like for me right now, is exercise is not being something that there was a time when it was just part of my life, part of a daily routine and everything. Now it just feels like, so I decided, like, you know what, I'm just going to start walking again, just start off walking and do some stretches and stuff like that. I just add that on. So I do my incantation. Okay, I'm just gonna go for my walk while I'm doing my incantation, saying what I'm grateful for, what I want to embody. I'm killing two birds with one stone, right? And that instead of saying, okay, oh, I have this busy life, I can't do anything. We'll find a way to make it work for now, for this season, until the what we're juggling. Because here's the thing, regardless, with all these things that are happening, there's certain things that are glass we just can't drop. For certain things, we can just they can bounce off a while. Like with a health one, it's like a I won't say it's a softball. It's like a plasticky ball, so you have to be very careful with it and stuff like that. I don't know if you're understanding my analogy here, but something like family or certain things are glass. If you drop that, it's shattering. For me right now, showing up here is kind of like a glass thing because I've committed to wanting to show. So I have to figure out a way to make this happen, to show up here, to have the discipline, with everything that is happening around me, everything. I'm running a program right now. I am learning systems to make that happen. I'm sourcing for work. I'm doing all these things. I'm moving, even with everything that is happening around me. It is moving. The business is has to like the idea of like having to put people through, like doing all those things. We are evolving. Is knowing how to, because we don't fix our life at all at once. Everything is like rosy. That's it, done. We move forward, piece after piece. We're going with that motion of okay, this is how we're doing, and this is a season, and certain things has to we figure out. So it's not like when we're saying, oh, I'm stuck, we're like, "Oh, okay, I'm in training, I'm like figuring things out, I'm working on it." Because life doesn't build you into comfort. It builds you into resilience, resistance. That's what it's building in us. Like we're doing all those things and making it anchor in ourselves. So having to figure out, okay, how do I do this parenting thing while I'm doing this? Like making the morning routines to be so fluid that we work with what's going on, the responsibility that I have to, the pressures that is going on, managing and speaking and just letting life be. So, my question to you today is what is that one thing you can take control of today? Everything that feels like, oh my goodness, it's all happening for me. What is that one thing? Not everything all at once, the one thing. Because momentum doesn't come from motivation, it comes from movement. Have you heard that thing where people say, like, they say this, like, oh, it was so hard to get to the gym or to go and do this thing. But once I was there, I was like in a flow. Exactly. When we start moving, when we start doing the thing, we want to do more of it. Like, oh yeah, I can do another rep. Like, oh, I can do another like thing, or I can do another whatever. But initially, it feels like So yeah, so that motivation doesn't just come from that. It's like when we start moving, then it's like, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So if you're a season where everything feels heavy, I see you. I hear you. I mean, I feel you because when things feel uncertain, when things feel like nothing is really moving, like I've been in those seasons. What I would love for you is not to label yourself as stuck, not to label yourself as I give up or I can't do this. Instead, label yourself like you're in training, you're doing life. And this is how life is. Because capable people don't wait for perfect conditions. We don't wait for that. We make decision even when we're in imperfect ones. We keep on keeping on. I am Nene, and we do this every single day because your voice matters and it's your time to use it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.